preparing to live stream the meeting. Setting
Okay.
up the meeting. Hold on, it's taking a little time. This feels different from last time. All right. No thanks and okay. I was saying that, and then we are already on the live. All right. So who would like to start call for meeting?
Yeah, we need a motion to start. Would somebody like to make a motion?
I'm a motion to start the meeting.
Second?
Second, John.
Thank you. Great, thank you. And I need to read this introductory material. This meeting of the Youth Commission is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, the town of Northborough has been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. All members of the Youth Commission are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows the Youth Commission to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. Okay, and I'm, as part of the format we're doing remotely, I'm going to ask each of you to just respond when I call your name, state your name, and I don't know if you need to state your full name, but just respond in the affirmative that you're a board member and you're here. Sherry?
I'm here.
Great, thank you. Gilly?
Here.
Jennifer?
Here.
Great. Joan?
Here.
Gretchen?
Here.
Great. And Doreen?
Here.
Great, thank you. Doreen, I appreciate you taking the minutes, and I think Gretchen, you have done that in the past. If you have any words of wisdom you want to give to Doreen before we get started, feel free.
Just make sure you write down who moved to open the meeting and who seconded.
That was basically what June had to say.
Okay, there we go.
That was it. And I was like, I don't know. It seems like there's more to it than that, but I don't know.
Okay, the date of our next meeting, I have June 17th.
So that's the one day before the school is over. Okay. Does that work for us?
Okay, sounds good.
Will that still be on Zoom or will that be in person on the 17th?
That's a good question
Good
because
question, yeah.
I think the state of emergency is ending on the 15th. So yeah, we have to discuss that with June or with the town administrator.
Okay. Okay, I'll turn it over to you, Ayako.
Okay. So review of the minutes. I don't know who did the minutes last time, but I'm sorry, I do not have it with me.
Okay.
And so director's report. So June's not here, so I am going to do that. So town offices reopening update. So the town offices reopened as of this Monday, May 17th. So now our office, now the town hall's doors are not locked anymore during the business hour. So residents can come in to do the business. And so all the departments got some new plexiglass and then some service window to our offices. So our office, so it has the plexiglass, and then there's a service window, and our door is our office door is locked. But if anybody who needs to ask questions or need services, they can knock on the door, and then we can provide the services through the door. They were able to come into the office before, but we are not doing that yet at the Family and Youth Services. And when people come into the offices or the town hall, they have to wear the mask. They have to still keep the social distance 6 feet. And we have a sanitizer at the side door. And then I don't know if there is a sanitizer at the front door, but you want to, sanitize their hand and, just take the precaution whenever they are in the town hall. And we ask residents to minimize the stay in the town offices for 15 minutes. And then if you need more than 15 minutes, you want to make an appointment, and then we can see them at the gym. So that's what we are doing right now. And then I'm sure things gonna change at the next month or so, but that's what we are doing right now. Does anybody have any question about that, Jennifer?
Hi, so does that mean you're gonna start seeing clients in person? Or are you still gonna do that on Zoom?
So we are, when you say the clients, are you talking about the counseling clients? So we are still doing on the Zoom or not the Zoom. So we have a DoxyMe, and then also we've been using the telephone and then sometimes Zoom. But because we can see clients only for 15 minutes maximum, and then also with the counseling clients, we don't want to see them in the gym. We are continuing with the telemental health, and that's something we need to discuss what we are going to do going forward. Any other questions? Okay.
I'm gonna turn my camera off because it keeps freezing, but I'm still here.
Okay. All right, and then so we have a graduate intern right now from William James College, Latif. His last day is June 4th. He did a really great. So he had several cases, and I supervised him for a little bit, but he did a really great job working with our clients. And his main goal was to start working with the youth and families, and then this was a great opportunity for him. Even though he never had experience with working with children, he did a really great job. Like whenever I supervised him, he was impressive. Like he was right on, and whatever we told him, it seems like he took whatever he learned, and he was able to apply that in the therapy session. So he is leaving on June 4th, and then he is PsyD, also doctorate candidate. So he has another 3 years in school, and then he is going to a different internship next year. So we wish him good luck. And the program overview. So let's see what we've been doing. So counseling cases are kind of quiet right now. It seems like the new referrals or interface referral service is getting lots of calls from the residents, and then other towns, and then they are really busy. So but it seems kind of quiet with us. So I've been working with the people who have I have been working for the long term. I have some counseling cases. And Doreen, would you like to talk about what kind of work you have been doing in the office?
So what I've been doing up until this point in time, there've been, so fielding phone calls from people who are either, looking to donate medical equipment, people who are, just trying to get some information. There have been a couple of additional clients who have called. One was a woman who is in the process of going through a divorce. So she had moved out of her home, was trying to get herself reestablished. We have another client who is having some issues with his son. That's a little bit more involved because English is not their first language. So we're trying to get somebody who can do some interpreting for us so we can really get to the root of the problem. Those were probably two of the bigger ones. And then because it has been slow and because the office has technically been closed, I guess, my main focus has been, we have in the office a resource finder that has all kinds of information under different, various categories, legal services, food bank information, child and elder care services that are offered. So I've been going through that and updating it, adding information, verifying that the information that was already in there is current and it's accurate. And that actually is almost all done. So for me, starting here with Family and Youth Services and getting a chance to get that kind of like that busy work done and out of the way while it's been slow has been nice, because everybody keeps telling me that, oh, things will get a bit more hectic. So it's nice to have the time right now to take care of all of that busy work.
Thank you, Doreen. Let's see. So and then fuel. We've been working on the fuel assistance application. And then that application acceptance got extended until May 28th. So if you know anybody who needs to apply for fuel assistance, they still have another week or so. So please encourage to contact us or contact SMOC. And if they contact us, we can definitely help them. And then another thing that I was doing was going to the Northborough, Southborough Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. And actually, I sent email to you guys, and then I, like not just me, but like other people tried to market the presentation that is actually happening right now about today, I think it was the marijuana and the teen brain, and then there is another one that is going on Tuesday, the 25th. They're going to be so the district physician, Dr. Medina, is going to be talking about the alcohol and the teen brain. So if there is any caregivers who is interested in learning more about what is going on and how to talk to your kids, that would be a good talk. So that meeting for the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition happens once a month, and people from Southborough and Northborough get together, and then we talk about what kind of events we can have to educate the community. And another thing that I've been working on is I've been updating the website for the Family and Youth Services, trying to make our website maybe look more user friendly, and then also hoping that whatever services we have, whenever people Google for the services, hopefully that our services would pop up. So I'm changing the language and a layout, so people would utilize our services, because I know there is more mental health needs, there is an increased mental health needs out there, and then also probably there are more people who are struggling financially or in a different social service way, and it seems like people are not aware of our services, and then that is kind of saddening. It's sad. It's kind of sad that we have resources, but the people are not reaching out. So I'm trying to kind of market our, I don't want to go overboard, because then we get bombarded with the needs. But if we could get a little bit of more business into our side, I think that would be great to be able to serve the residents. And the last thing that I have is I've been getting lots of feedbacks on one of the cases that I've been working on for the past couple of years. But if you have any resources, I would like to get some feedback on the case. So this family I've been working with for, well, I said a couple of years, but it's almost 2 years. Has one, so this is a 4 people family. So there are parents and then 2 kids, school-aged kids. And then one parent is terminally ill. And then another one recently got hospitalized. And then, they have been struggling financially, and they're struggling physically and emotionally. And it's really hard to see what they're going through. And then school has been helping, recreation department is helping, I've been helping. There are other agencies that are specific to the parent who is terminally ill, that specific to the illness that this parent has, and I'm trying not to go overboard with the information, because this is a personal information. And then so Northborough Brigade has been helping, providing food and mowing the lawn, and they have some family friends who bring food. What else do they have? But they don't really have the family members in the area. And then one of the parents needs a PCA, and the one who just got hospitalized and then came back, this parent cannot do too much around the house. I'm not quite sure, I can't quite say too much, but at the same time, do you have any idea what kind of resources are available for family that is struggling in Northborough, financially, or if there are people who can help doing groceries or some light housework, or kids activities? Well, I guess maybe I should ask, what kind of questions do you come up with when I present the case?
Can I ask, is it like more of a financial need? Like we would maybe like, are you thinking like a fundraiser, trying to get donations, or is
Yeah, so
it like actual help doing it?
I think both, because financially they are really tight. So I asked the family friend to set up a GoFundMe page, and I haven't heard back from the friend because I think friend is pretty busy. And then also, as a town employee, I cannot do fundraising for the family. So if there is any community member who could do the fundraising, that would be helpful. And then Jennifer, with the actual physical help that is needed as well, because there somebody needs to go grocery shopping. Like the one who just got out of the hospital has been going grocery shopping and cooking and doing all the things probably that person shouldn't be doing because of the physical limitation that person has. So I'm just trying to see the ways.
What about,
Go ahead, John.
wasn't there, I know everybody, people have different opinions of this group, but isn't there a mom's page, Northborough Mothers or something like that?
Yeah, there is.
Maybe if, that group, I think sometimes if you reach out to them, they might be able to, do some fundraising or actually, buy and bring groceries.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I'm on the Northborough Moms page.
Okay.
And I feel like this is almost a sweet spot of that page. Like they will rally if they know that there's a family that needs some things, whether it be helping with rides to activities for the kids or grocery shopping, or I was also going to say the Friend Fridge just opened in Northborough.
Oh yeah.
And that's been wonderful. There are people making sure that fridge is full all the time.
Okay.
So I don't know whether I'm allowed to, I mean, I would be happy. I live not far from there. I would be happy to pick stuff up from the Friend Fridge and deliver some of that if they had like an ongoing, I mean, because that has milk and eggs and kind of your basic staples.
Okay. Basic staples.
And then depending on what this family's level of comfortability is with, other people knowing what's going on, if there's something I can do on the mom's page, I'm very happy. I'm very happy to do that. So.
Right. So mom's page, is that based on the Facebook, or how does that work?
It's on yes, it's a Facebook page on that's called Northborough Moms.
Okay.
And this is definitely, I feel like one of the things they do very, very well is take families like this and try to get them what they need.
Okay, great. Yeah, because I thought about the moms group, but I didn't know how to get in touch with people, and then I definitely need to ask the family if they would feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Great,
Jennifer, I please forgive me if I have it wrong. Am I correct in understanding that you work at the high school?
Yep, I do.
And I don't know how things have changed with COVID, but are there any clubs or groups at the high school that do community service activities?
I was thinking the same thing. I think it is hard with COVID, but I think I can definitely, ask some people. I think high school students could deliver stuff or mow lawns,
I was going to say, or do yard work and things like that, that. I would imagine nobody in the family right now is probably quite able to do.
I was wondering if the Scouts, and I'm not involved anymore with any of that, but I was thinking of the Scouts might be another place to reach out.
Okay.
I also have contacts to all 3 Scout groups in town. So
great.
Just I'm wherever I can help, whatever the family's comfortable with. I have contacts from mom's page and all three of the two male scout groups and the female scout group in town.
Okay,
Excellent.
great.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, those are the things that I never thought about. Like scouts. So those would be like any age groups, like from like small kids to like high schoolers. Are the
So
scouts?
I'm a leader for Pack 55, which is 5th grade and below.
Okay.
But then the 3 main scout troops in town would be from 6th grade up.
Okay.
And they would be great. The older groups especially would be great for things like the yard work. And things like that. I think you would find a lot of help with those groups.
Okay. Great.
And also, how about the Lions fund, or I forget the name of it. I'm sorry, I have a concussion, so I'm not speaking well.
Oh, John, sorry.
The
to hear
Lions. Thanks. So the Lions. Do people know what I'm talking? Can somebody help me out here?
Joan, are you talking about Helping Hands?
No,
I
but that would be
think-
good.
I think
Yeah, I
what
was
she-
thinking that.
So
I think what she's talking
it's
about is the Lions Group did have some type of a charity organization, and it was actually out of, I think, the Westboro Lions Club. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Masonic, because I was going to say, I did get in touch with them, and they no longer have that group. So I don't know about the Lions Club. I apologize.
So
well,
Joan,
I
are
think
you?
there's one in Northborough, and I think they're quite generous. They used to give shoes to the kids who didn't have shoes that were in the police, that little police academy thing.
Okay.
I mean, they were so generous, and I think they still are.
Okay. So just
And
contact.
then, it's a Lions group. June, I think, knows about them. And also,
Their website, there is a Lions Club in Northborough. Colleen Crowley, it says, is the club president. I don't know anything about them, but I just Googled it. So that,
they do support people in need, from what I remember.
Okay.
And then there's another group. What about the that big fund that is the Northborough has for that quote unquote worthy poor?
Oh, benevolent fund.
the benevolent fund, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
So so they got the fund from them probably like close to a year ago, or not quite a year ago. I presented the case there, and then they got the funding, and once, so there are some stuff that needs to happen before I can present one more time. So they would pay for more money. So so that's kind of I'm kind of waiting for the action that needs to happen in order to present it one more time.
What
Yeah,
about
I would
also?
even reach out to Habitat for Humanity, because if there's something in their house is in disarray or something, that group is really responsive.
What can they do? So they own the house, and then
Yeah, but maybe if something's broken in the house, or just, I know it doesn't help with food, but if the kids are in need of furniture, beds, whatever, they may have like a stretch it a little bit rather than just a plain old build.
Okay.
What about also the Rotary Club? They should be opening up their summer lunches soon, I would think. I forget what their lunch program is called. But the Rotary Club now has a lunch program for kids. To make sure no kids go hungry. And it went into effect last summer. And so they may be able to help. And then I would also say, this family doesn't need to be associated with any particular faith, where a lot of faith houses in town will have funds set aside to help families, and they do not need to be part of the church to access those funds.
Okay.
So it may be
Yes.
worth the call to some of the faith groups in town.
So the Trinity
That's a
Church
good
has
point.
Trinity Church has been helping
Great.
this family, and then right now, the pastor at the Trinity Church is on sabbatical leave. So when she's not available, I think they got the help from the another church, St. Rose of Lima.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm actually part
What
of
about-
Trinity, even though the pastor is gone. The deacons should be able to approve helping that family if they're still in need of help. So
Yeah, so it seems like the family still has the some of the gas cards and then grocery that I recently gave. Was it recent? But yeah, definitely I'll reach out if the family needs more.
Because there's the interfaith group.
Right.
So,
Well, thank you for giving me lots of information when I was not able to, present too well. Like, I just didn't want to go overboard because it was the information says, this is live stream. It's not just, among us that, people might be
Certainly.
listening.
yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. And if you think of anything else, if you could shoot me email, that'd be great.
Sure.
So I think that's it from me. So board members, what's going on in the community?
I had a quick question, something that's come up quite a few times when I've talked with different families who may be struggling with mental health issues within their family, either with kids or with adults. And it's something I've looked into myself, but I've kind of run into dead ends. Is there any type of organization in town that offers support group for those caring for somebody with mental health issues?
Not in the within the Northborough. I don't know, but so there is a organization called NAMI, NAMI.
That's where I've run into dead ends. I actually was trying to start something myself for families because I had heard this so often and I'm getting nowhere.
Okay. So NAMI didn't have anything.
They didn't get back to me. And
Oh.
I was actually trying to start up a group in Northborough
Uh-huh.
at a location that I would have had available. And I have not heard back from anybody from NAMI.
Okay.
So I didn't know if there might be some hidden thing in Northborough I wasn't familiar with. But
Well,
it's a common
I don't think
concern I've heard from parents, like having that extra supportive meeting with other parents or spouses that might be dealing with somebody in their household with mental illness.
Okay. What?
That might be a program because,
Yeah.
we always want programs that maybe we could, especially since now it's slow, you can drive that through the
Yeah.
Family and Youth Services.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Sherry, do you want to kind of collaborate?
I would be very happy to do that. It's something I've been looking into for a couple of years.
Okay.
As I talk to more people in town, it just seems like a need that isn't met. A lot of people, trying to navigate mental health in their households and don't have support from other people also trying to do that navigation.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So are they like an often like what kind of things are they like struggling or like need guidance of?
It's either parents or it's spouses, and either their children or their spouse,
Uh-huh.
dealing with anxiety or depression or any number of mental health issues. And they would find it helpful to meet with other people going through the same thing.
I see. Okay. So peer.
Yes, a
Yeah,
peer
so-
group.
Gosh, you think there would be something like that, like Al-Anon or something.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Right.
Yeah. And when I researched, I just really didn't find anything. And I found NAMI.
Mhm.
And I tried offering to try and get something going in Northborough, but a phone call and an email has gone nowhere. So,
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
That's too bad, yeah.
Yeah, like before COVID, or like maybe like 5-6 years ago, I knew somebody who was going to the meeting, like in the peer meeting, to get the support. So I know it was active back then, but like with the COVID and then all that, I don't know what happened. Yeah, if we can talk about it, how we could support people, that would be great.
wonderful. That's great.
Yeah, so, all right. Anything else is going on?
I can speak to the high school. The seniors are graduating in
Sure.
so that's the seniors are leaving the high school, so that's a big exciting thing. They're graduating. So congratulations to all of them and their families.
When's the
Yeah.
graduation?
June 6th, that's Sunday.
Okay.
Is it pared down?
I think each graduate is able to bring 4 family members.
Oh, that's good.
But that could still change actually, because so much seems to be changing so quickly right now.
Yeah.
And Jen, aren't they really trying to talk up that thing on the 27th of May? Like the teachers go to the high
Yeah.
school?
So that's a big thing. That's the seniors' last day of school, and there's a big event. And a lot of the teachers and staff, right? So Gretchen, you might have taught these kids years ago, are, gonna try to cheer them on, and that'll be a fun event.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
the superintendent invited all the teachers K to 12 to come out and, sort of wear your school shirt
Oh,
and,
cute.
wave to the kids as I guess they did something similar last year, Jen, and
Yes,
I guess it was really a big hit.
yes.
That's nice.
That is real.
How about middle school? Do you have any update about middle school?
No, I mean, we're all back. Well, I shouldn't say that, with few exceptions. I think we have about 85 kids who are still in the standalone remote program, but for the most part, everybody's back at school in person 5 days a week. So that's been a real change. We do have 2 tents out in the backyard, so we're trying to get the kids outside as much as possible. But still, just a lot of kids with a lot of mental health issues. More than I've ever seen in my whole time teaching. And I know that it's nothing unique to the middle school, but it's just really been really so sad to see.
And
Kids
do
were
they
really-
seem to be
It is.
getting the treatment?
I think it's taking a long time. I think people are waiting a long time to get treatment for a whole host
So that's
of
so curious
yeah.
that IK say you don't have a lot of people, but as everyone would suspect, mental health needs of the children have increased.
Right.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that too. Why, do you have a sense of why people aren't seeking out help through the town?
I don't know. So usually we get we get calls and emails from guidance counselors. And then,
Actually, I've been working with June to try to help because some of the students at the high school, connecting with you all. So we've been working together on that. But I think, I want to second what Gretchen's saying. It's really a problem at the high school with the mental health issue. We're really concerned about how to support all the students through the rest of the year, over the summer, and then starting next school year, because it's been a hard year plus for all these kids, and we're planning a lot and trying to do a lot proactively, but it's a challenge.
right.
Is it mainly depression, anxiety, drug use? Which do you think is the biggest challenge?
I think yes, all of those, and a lot of school refusal, school avoidance. I don't know if you're seeing that, Gretchen, in middle school, but a lot of kids are really struggling coming back to school.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that, and I'm only saying this because I am recently a retired school teacher. Do you think that part of it is the fact that many of the kids may not have been able to keep up with their schoolwork when it was remote and hybrid to the level that they know they could have or should have? And then it's all of a sudden coming back to school and being held accountable for what they should have been doing. Do you think that that's added to the frustration?
I think there's definitely a group of students that would fall into that category for sure. I think there's a lot of different factors at play. Each student some have thrived in this model, right? Some haven't. And, you have everything in between. And I think there's just so much stress on these students right now with the academics and the peer issues and the isolation and whatever family issues or losses they might have dealt with, whether COVID related or just life in general. I think everything's just amplified right now for students.
Yeah.
But we're
And
working
even
very
adults.
hard to support them. I think all the teachers and staff, as Gretchen knows, us school staff, we've just really worked as hard as we can to support the students. And I think everybody puts the social emotional well-being at the forefront, right? Even over the academics at this point.
Yes, I agree.
What a good group. Know that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said what a good group of
Oh.
teachers and administrators to know that is more important than the academics.
Yep, I agree.
And is it a Mental Health Awareness Month?
Yeah, it is, May.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of posters all around the building, and every day the guidance counselors have a little message of, keeping in mind your self-care and taking care of your mental health and how important it is. So nice, even for little kids, 6th grade, 7th grade, it's really important to send that message home. So it's
Yeah.
trying our best.
So Gretchen, if you talk to other support staff, even though we have the interface referral service now, and then the people who have insurance should try the people who take insurance first, but we are still available for mental health counseling. So just remind them.
Is there still a plan? I know pre-COVID, I feel like there was a plan to get an in-house another therapist or psychologist at the high school. Like they were actually going to have a designated room that was going to take insurance and things like that. And then I feel like I didn't hear any more about it. I think this is going a couple years ago that it first got mentioned that this was being attempted.
I haven't heard about that recently. I think that maybe that kind of was put on hold with COVID. I don't know. That would be great.
Does anybody else have anything? Julie, I know you just turned the camera off and then maybe you left.
No, I don't have anything to report on.
Okay. All right. Any other business?
Can I ask a question or / make a suggestion? Is that
Sure.
appropriate? Okay. I still feel like I'm new, so I don't really even know kind of what we're able to do, but I've just been thinking a lot about the summer and all like the mental health and how to help kids reconnect socially and do fun things. And, if they're outside, it just, feels like, can we is that something as a youth commission we could help create or facilitate? Like, I just really worry about a lot of these kids who've been so isolated for so long.
So for high school students, or
I
any-
mean, that's the population I work with, but I also have an elementary child and a middle schooler. So, you know, I think
Mhm.
any age, I don't know what people think, or if that's like not really our domain.
Yeah, historically, is that something that youth commission could do, or like would that come down to us at the family
No.
youth?
The youth commission did used to do that. They used to have dances, sponsored dances at, especially the middle school, because we thought the middle schoolers didn't have, a lot of outlet. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be a dance, but that was something that the youth commission did take on at one point.
And is there
So I think
something?
that's a good idea. And, outside, and they may have lost a lot of social skills as well.
Yeah, I'll echo what
But-
Jennifer said. That's a conversation I've had with parental friends of mine as well. Like, I have a freshman daughter, and I feel like freshmen normally are like, see you later. I'm only home when I need to be when I need to be home. I'm hanging out with friends, and I've talked with other parents of that age group, and it's almost because they've had to be isolated so long, they forget what that is. So now parents
Yeah.
are going, don't you want to call your friends? Don't you want to get outside? Don't you? It's almost like they need that prompt now because they've been told for so
Yeah.
long they can't do it, that it's not natural anymore to initiate doing it.
It
I
seems
think
like, go ahead, Jen.
No, I was just going to say maybe the youth commission, Family and Youth Services should pick up something like that again. And now that it's summer, it can be outside. We would volunteer. I mean, I would volunteer as a chaperone for those dances at the middle school. And I can't remember why they stopped, but we'd always get a huge crowd.
So is this like, something that Family and Youth Services, the staff would take on and coordinate, or would that be the youth commission board member would take on and become a main
No,
person?
the staff took it on,
Uh-huh.
but they also would ask volunteers for like chaperones.
I see.
The staff would chaperone with like, they'd be the director and the assistant director when we had him at that time, and like one volunteer.
Okay,
That would be from the youth commission, as chaperones.
I see. Yeah.
I wonder too, maybe you could work with Ally. Is it Ally?
Yeah,
right?
Ally. Yeah, Ally Lane.
About with the rec department. I don't know if they're running their camps this summer. I haven't.
Oh yeah, they are.
Okay.
That's what I was going to suggest. This might be something to coordinate with the rec department, because while a dance is a great idea, it's like a one-time thing. And it seems to me what I'm
Exactly.
hearing is this is something that maybe a summer program for whatever, whether it's a sports thing or I don't know. I don't even know what the kids are interested in anymore, but something that's
Like a
outside.
drop-in place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe even something like that where, just, but something that's a little more continuous than just a dance. And that's
Mhm.
something I would
Oh,
think
yeah.
maybe the rec department
Yeah.
might be able to help out with.
Right. Yeah, because if we try to do all this problem by ourselves, like we
Yeah.
are just department of 3. Well,
That's tough.
Yeah.
yeah, like not even 3. Doreen is 19 hours. I'm 19 hours, and June is only full-time worker. So if we could
certainly,
collaborate
yeah.
with.
Yeah, I
other
think
people.
that, we want to be cautious about suggesting you guys take on more. But I think,
Yeah.
the idea
right.
that maybe, dropping this as an idea to the rec department folks. And again, some of the other resources that we just talked about, maybe the scouts, maybe there's, I don't know,
Mhm.
some of the other organizations in town might have some ideas of how to get involved in that as well.
Right. Yeah, and then like Sherry said about the the peer support group for the caregivers of the families with mental illness. There are probably people who have lots of ideas, and then they are waiting to do things. So we don't necessarily need to take all the work up to us, and probably work with other people who are waiting to do something.
And I feel like the
They would
kids, it could be as simple as the rec department offering free yard games at the 135 fields so that it's free and families wouldn't have to be spending more. And it's really just an invitation to come and hang out socially and play, the beanbag game or some volleyball, like just very low key, not a structured necessarily play soccer, come to this, but come out, chill with your friends, play some yard games and socialize.
And I think an important note was that it would be free, because at least when I was my kids, and it's been years, but when my kids would go to the rec camps, they were not cheap to me.
Right.
And I would assume a lot of people didn't even bother to call and say, well, I make this much money. Can I, have a break or something? So the kids suffered. So I think free is key.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's something the town should think about, supporting.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I will bring up to June, and then if so Jennifer, if you think about something, should we consult with you and then maybe get some ideas from you?
I feel like you guys had really good ideas just now. I'm happy to help, and I'm going to contact the National Honor Society, the teacher who runs that, because they do community service hours.
Oh,
So
That's
they
a
might,
great idea.
maybe they would be willing, some of those students, to I love the idea at the park, some events, and if there were some teenagers to help facilitate some of those games, that might be really fun.
Yeah,
That's a great
So,
idea.
Yeah.
especially who knows how summer jobs will be going for these kids.
Yeah.
right.
So it'll even keep the teenagers a little bit busy. The high schoolers.
Yep.
So maybe whatever comes up, maybe I can CC all of you, and then maybe you guys can kind of put some information, not information, but ideas into this, so we can get more information, more ideas, and then also maybe we can get some help coordinating something.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Okay.
Right.
Does someone want to make a motion to close?
I will.
Motion to close the meeting.
That was Joan.
Oh, Joan, you made a motion, and Healy, did you second?
I'm second.
Thank you.